Playing with the Bluestar L1. You want to see some interesting numbers here? Can we share my screen?
Yeah, can you? You should be able to.
I think so. Let's try.
There you go.
So this is the Bluestar L1, since I've been a little bit delayed with my review video, and my OBS just crapped out on me, so I haven't been trying to figure it out. But here's the Bluestar L1. It's a bang-up little machine. I mean, it's definitely not an L7 clone like people are talking about it being. It does have, I think, 324 7-nanometer ASIC chips. So it's up there in terms of chip density. And you can see I've done a little bit of overclocking. Right now, this thing's getting about 5.27 gigahash at 3,700 watts. So it does have some capabilities when it comes to overclocking. But some of the interesting things that just kind of caught my eye when just looking at the GUI alone is the copyright date on the firmware is 2018. So
oh, shit.
I don't know if that was because of the chip shortage and this machine never came out. Because originally, I mean, you look at this machine size-wise compared to like an LT5 from Gold Shell, they're almost identical. An L7 is a little bit bigger of a beast. The LT5, the LT5 Pro, very similar in size to this Bluestar miner. So that's more of a comparison to me is the Gold Shell than an Ant miner. Even when you look at, say, if I pull up here the low power mode, it's boasting 2 gigahash at 850 watts. The only other machine we've seen come close to that would be the Gold Shell X5.
Yeah.
You know, with some of our overclock settings, pushing a gigahash at, you know, just under 1,000 watts. But you know, it's an interesting GUI. It's an interesting web build out for Bluestar, and they've definitely left the door open for any third-party developers, in my opinion, especially with this build out for custom settings, custom voltage and frequency, and so on. And then even underneath system monitoring, this is where your Hive OS or your Foreman, like we use at the farm, would connect. That's where it's gaining all the information, is from this monitoring platform that's already built into the web GUI, separate from diagnostic or the kernel log. So it's interesting. It's some cool stuff. I mean, you can't go to the help tab and pull up the website because the website doesn't load anymore. But you know, knock on wood, you know, I've been overclocking the machine, playing with the settings, haven't really had any major issues with it. Hash rate does fluctuate, but I mean, we're doing consistently 4.9 to 5.2 on a regular basis. So it's got my approval so far until I burn it up.